your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Say hello. Make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah.
Know if you're on. I'm on. Are you on?
You're always on. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Woo, look at
Good
this
to
full
see
house.
you. Yeah.
Wow. Welcome to those of you that are in the room, those of you that are coming in online. We're so grateful that you chose to be here because it's December 1st and we're here to celebrate.
Yes, we are. Woo! December. Can you believe it? This year's
Good
almost
Lord.
over. Whoa. Yeah.
That is something. Well, I wonder if there's anybody here for the first time in our audience. Is anybody here for the first time? Please stand up.
All right. Yay.
You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here.
Yes, we're so happy you're here today. And please, make sure you go into the foyer after the service. I'll be there to give you some little gifts. We want to welcome you. And like I always like to warn people, this ain't your mama's church.
Yeah, just get that out there right away.
Let's just get that out there right now. And that might not be a good thing for you, but some people love that.
Yeah, people are attracted
Right,
to that.
They are attracted to that. So we're so happy you're here. And make sure you stop by our potluck.
Yeah.
We have a potluck going on
Yeah, you're more than
today.
welcome to join us.
Join
even,
us
if
for
you,
that.
even if you didn't bring anything, just please come join us. There's always plenty for everybody.
Yes.
And if you're new to our center and you're coming in online, we welcome you as well. And take a look at our website to see what we've got going on here. And you can
got
sign
a
up for our
lot.
e-blast. We do.
Yeah, this is a busy month.
Yep. We're ready, though. We're ready. We rested
ready.
up
We're
on
ready.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Now we're ready to roll. So.
Yeah.
So we have our mission statement that we like to say together because it really says who we are. And so let's have some enthusiasm and energy as we say our mission statement together. We are a dynamic, open,
and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. All right.
Wow, that feels so good.
It does feel good, doesn't
Woo.
it? Yes.
So we have a special guest who would like to talk to you all about the holiday dance party. Beverly, would you come on up?
Yes.
This is Beverly Swigert, and this is her.
She's a brain
brainchild.
behind all this.
Yeah,
she's a motivator. She's
Yeah.
a go-getter.
You might want to come up here.
Oh, you
No, you do, because people online need to hear you. Sorry.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy December 1st, right? It's great to see everybody. So I am with the Rainbow Alliance, and everybody here that asked me to do that. And the first party I'm going to do is Keisha D and her all-star band. And for those of you that don't know who Miss Keisha D is, let me tell you a little bit of history about her. She's phenomenal. She's a trained opera singer. She does soul, jazz, rhythm and blues, you name it, she can do it. She has a star on the Walk of Fame on Palm Canyon Boulevard. That just gives you an idea how big she is. Okay, so she's a wonderful singer. Her band's awesome. Please join us on December 20th. It's a fundraiser for the Spiritual Center. I want to personally thank the Hot Dish Catering. Brian and Jerry, if you could please stand up. They're donating all the appetizers that we're going to be enjoying. There'll be refreshments, including wine and liquor. And anyway, there'll also be some really cool things. There'll be raffle prizes. I'm gathering raffle prizes up. We've got quite a few already, probably around 30. We're also gathering up a silent auction. There will be a giveaway for a vacation. Okay, just letting you know. A timeshare in Las Vegas for, I think it's 5 or 7 days. I can't remember. But anyway, so that's going to happen too. So please come and support December 20th. I just want to clarify, it's just not a dance party. For those of you that don't dance, and that's okay too, because it's all that and then some, all right? It's dance, it's everything. You can go up to Miss Keisha and ask her to play anything, and you'll just be shocked. How many of you have heard Miss Keisha D? Well, that means there's room for about 120 more of you to find out, okay? So come join us December 28th. That's December 20th, Saturday. Friday.
Thank you, Beverly.
You can get your tickets through the website, or you can call the office, just to let you know. It's that easy. So I believe is there a birthday slide? Did I not upload it? Oh, geez, I forgot to do it. Sorry.
Well,
but we can do this anyway.
That's
so
right.
People who have December birthdays, would you please stand up, because we want to say happy birthday to you. Don't be shy.
Woo!
Don't be shy.
Wow, a lot of
Look
December
at all these
birthdays. Yay!
Capricorn, Sagittarians.
That's right.
Excellent. Well, happy birthday to you, and let's all sing happy birthday to our people. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, December birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
All right, that's wonderful. So make sure you go over to the potluck. I got some cute little Christmas cupcake things over there, and please, I'm happy that you're here today to celebrate with us.
All right, I think we're ready for our recorded. Am I on? Hello?
Okay.
Recorded announcements, and then we'll get going with our music.
Sounds good.
Let's head out.
Here are this week's announcements for Spiritual Center of the Desert. If you're going through something in your life right now and would like spiritual support, please go to the room after service and a practitioner will pray for you. It's Potluck Sunday today. Join us for food, fun, and community following service. Coming up this week at the center, on Monday at 9 a.m., Qigong meets in Costa Hall. On Tuesday at 11:30 a.m., Dr. Laura has her book study in Costa Hall. Also on Tuesday, Healing Hearts meets at 4 p.m. in Costa Hall. This group is led by Christine Cummings and Barbara Stenning. On Wednesday at 3:30 p.m., the Caregiver Support Group meets in the Ohm Room. This group is led by Dr. Dale. On Thursday at 6 p.m. in Costa Hall, join Dr. Dale and Reverend David for their Healing Circle. This will be an immersive healing experience with sound bowls and prayer. Please save the date for the following events. On Wednesday, December 11th, it's our monthly peace meditation at 6 p.m. in Costa Hall. On Friday, December 13th at 6 p.m., it's sound immersion right here in the sanctuary. On Saturday, December 14th at 12:30 p.m., it's the Spirit of Women Holiday Party. This is a potluck and white elephant gift exchange. Our special guest speaker and musical artist will be Daniel Nahmod on Sunday, December 15th. And our very special candlelight service will be on Wednesday, December 18th at 6 p.m. Our holiday dance party is Friday, December 20th at 6 p.m. Tickets are still available. You can purchase them through our website or call the office. Our food and sock drive is still happening. You can drop off your donations at the center. Please remember that if you're bringing food, make sure it is non-perishable. Our December calendar is now available in the foyer. If you have any questions or you would like more information, please call us at 760-346-4649 or visit our website at pdspiritualcenter.org. Have a great week.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. No, not just for some, but for everyone.
Thank you. That was so lovely. I love the old music that we bring here because it just is so meaningful and so soul-stirring. So thank you for doing that. So this being the first Sunday of the month, this is when we celebrate world faiths, or some of the world faiths and religions. For those of you that don't know, we practice a spiritual philosophy here called science of mind, or religious science. And Ernest Holmes was the person who brought this philosophy to the world. And Ernest believed in universal truths. And he saw that there's a world that is so bound by religion and dogma that they're not able to see the nuggets, the spiritual gems that allow us to live life from our heart through our spiritual awareness of who we are. So he studied everything. He studied all the religions and all the philosophies. And so today we honor some of those philosophies and how Ernest brought them to the world for all of us to be able to be enriched and live a spiritually deep life. So Dr. Laura is going to be my assistant today. Reverend William is in South Carolina with his family still, so I think she will do a fabulous job lighting the candles. So our first candle is for the Tao. And the Tao is all about the balance of the universe. That there is this dynamic, divine energy that is within all life and all systems, all planets, all that is this energy of spirit. The Tao doesn't name it though. It tells us not to name it because then we put it in a box and we reduce it. Because the infinite power of spirit is really unnameable, unfathomable almost. But there's something inside of us that knows exactly what spirit is without words. It's just a feeling and a knowing in our heart. And so the Tao teaches us that everything is balanced. Everything is balanced. And even though we may look at our lives or our world and say, oh, something's terribly wrong here, the Tao would say, oh no, everything is right, because everything is moving, nothing is static, and everything is held in this delicate balance that might be imperceptible to us, but we can see it when we take a step back and look from a broader place. The next is Judaism. And Judaism tells us about spiritual law, that there are certain laws that are in play in our life experiences. We may not be able to see them, but we know them because really it all boils down to cause and effect. And so when we live our lives understanding that spiritual law is always unfolding, it gives us an opportunity to take responsibility for our life, or at least our reactions to life, because things do happen. But when we take responsibility and find the good and keep ourselves in a place of enlightenment, a state in which we can just know that all is well, then we are working with spiritual law in a positive way. And so Judaism teaches us to pay attention to that. And the next is Buddhism. And Buddhism is all about being mindful, of being the observer, of not getting caught up in our thinking and our judging and our opinions, to take that step back and to be the observer of our thoughts so that we can realize that our thoughts are just things and they're not the absolute truth. And so Buddhism tells us to go within and stand in that peaceful place within us that is not touched by the effects of this world, to stay here and to be able to breathe and relax into what unfolds. And the next religion is Christianity. Christianity teaches us all about love, the importance of loving ourselves, loving our brothers and our sisters, loving everything, and keeping that compassion, that heart open for everybody, not to close down, keep it open. Because when we keep our hearts open, we can see more clearly who we all are and understand that everybody's had a different life experience. So when we can give the love and the understanding to all, we create a better world for each other. And the next religion is Islam. Islam has a wonderful spiritual tradition of praying 5 times a day. 5 times a day. You need to stop what you're doing and go within and connect with spirit. I mean, how beautiful is that? If we were to do that 5 times a day, I think we'd feel a little bit differently about ourselves, about our world, because we would be steeped in that spiritual energy. And so I love what Islam teaches us. Just turn within 5 times a day, and you'll begin to see a little more clearly the unfolding of spirit in all that is. Our next slide is all about what we call New Thought philosophies, which we are. There's unity, there's divine science, religious science, and these philosophies arose kind of around the turn of the late 1800s to early 1900s, because a certain group of people got really tired of thinking that something stood between them and God. They said that just cannot be, because they felt the presence inside of themselves. And so they created these wonderful philosophies that teach that Spirit is right inside of us. Nothing separates us, and we don't need anybody to stand in the way and communicate, because we communicate perfectly with it. And so these new thought philosophies teach us the power that we have inside of us to clear away old thoughts and beliefs that keep us from living our most prosperous, abundant, joyful life. And the final slide is for any religions that are next. Because as we evolve as a species, new things are going to come up for us to ground us and expand our spirituality. And so we welcome those. We keep the door wide open for new spiritual philosophies, new religions to come into our world, because we know that these philosophies and religions are only going to grow us and expand us in our spirit. And so I just want to open you up to pay attention to something that might have struck your heart, something that you just heard about these philosophies or religions that's waking you up to see the divine presence that you are. And just allow yourself to play with that idea or that thought and open yourself up to your heart, because really it does know best. And that's where all that spiritual energy is just boundless and wanting to come out to live in, as, and through you. And so as we get ready now to move into some quiet time together, some meditation, I invite you just to close your eyes if that's good for you, and just breathe right now. This time of our service is such a sacred time because it gives us the space to just relax and to be connecting with that inner space, that quiet. Because really in the quiet is where we find spirit. So when we can tune out the noisy world and the chattering and go within to that quiet, we open the door to something wonderful to reveal itself to us, so that we can let go and we can find the peace and be free in our soul. So I'd like to invite you to take a deep breath of air in, and as we exhale, just open up to this beautiful music.
in my awakening.
I
release. Om Shanti 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 Om Shanti
Good God morning. I invite everyone to take a deep, holy breath, breathing in all that love and going to that place within where there is only love, there's only peace. And I recognize that there is only one power, one presence, one love, and one mind operating in this universe of ours. It's all God. There isn't anything anywhere but God. No person, place, thing, or situation in our lives where God is not. And God is all loving, all good, our one source, our one supply for all things. So I'm just so grateful to know that I am that one essence of life, that there is a oneness there, as everyone within the sound of my voice is one with this one essence of life. And because of this oneness that we are, our lives are divinely guided, directed, and guarded. Divine intelligence is working in, as, and through each of us. It's working in, as, and through me. And it is expressing as love and joy, peace and harmony, order, balance, abundance and prosperity, perfect health and wholeness, grace, beauty, power, creativity, freedom, and so much more. And I know that there are no limitations in this existence of ours. As the essence of life, I know that our lives are divinely guided, that everything unfolds in divine right action, divine right order, and in divine right timing. So I'm just calling forth the allowing God to be God as our lives, allowing all the beautiful God qualities that make up the natural state of our being, just to come forward into our life experience. All that love, all that radiant love and peace. That is our calling. That is my calling. So I just know that as we go from this wonderful place, this community of love, that we go and shine our lights. We shine and radiate the love and the peace for the healing of the planet and our world. And so I know I release this prayer knowing that it is already answered as we say together, and so it is. Amen.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. I awake
silence, I hear all that has never been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. I awake to this holy silence, and I hear all that has never been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. You find God, you find yourself. And we find God, we find ourselves.
One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We are all one. One people living on one planet, joining in one. We are all one. One people living on one planet, joining in one family. We are all
Thank you. That was so good. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Well, good morning again, everybody. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. So, how'd you guys have it? Do you have a good Thanksgiving, everyone, or good enough? Good enough. Well, I went to Los Angeles and had Thanksgiving with my sister and her boyfriend, and we hadn't had Thanksgiving together since COVID, like since 2020 2020. So it was really, really fun and special for me. I did visit her this summer, though, and they got this cute little dog, a cute little Yorkie, but he was a little rough around the edges. And when I was there with him in the summer, he was like biting me and growling at me quite a lot. He sort of softened to me after a little bit, but we weren't on that great of terms. So I was a little nervous. When I went down to visit. So I got into the house. He barked at me just once, and then he was angel dog. He was so sweet and kind, and I was so excited because he sat on the bed with me and he was playing with me until one thing I did. I was walking out of my bedroom and I peeked into my sister's bedroom to say, hey, I'm up, blah, blah, blah. And the dog came up and started attacking me. So I saw the devil dog again, and it was kind of, my poor sister said, like, oh my God, Dale, I'm sorry. He didn't hurt me. It was okay. But he was, it's kind of weird when you have a dog just kind of barking at you and attacking you in your own home that you grew up in as a kid. Anyways, it worked out. He calmed down, and the rest of the visit was really great, and he was the angel dog. And so I thought that was just so funny how a dog can be an angel and a devil. I mean, I guess we all kind of have that inside of ourselves, don't we? Anyways, so do you believe it's December? It's like, for me, when December hits, it's like this light turns on that says, okay, the holidays are here, get ready, you got to start doing this and that. And the two holidays I think that's just most celebrated in our society and our world here, at least in America, it's Hanukkah and Christmas. And what I love about the common theme of Hanukkah and Christmas is light, because each religion celebrates light in a little bit of a different way. With Hanukkah, you're celebrating this miracle of light. There was a war, the temple was a shambles, and then this light, though, that was only supposed to burn for a night, burned for 8 nights. And the Jewish people attribute that to spirit, right? The Jewish people had the faith of spirit, and it delivered. And for Christmas, we learn about the light of God again, or the light of spirit in the person of Jesus, right? We learn about this light that is actually who all of us are, is that light, and it is within us, and it is one energy that we all are a part of. And I love that about Christmas because it wakes us up. And what I see about this whole time, this whole season, it's a time to wake up from spiritual darkness and into the light of Spirit's eternal presence and our oneness with it. To me, it's as simple as that. And you all probably know that these holidays came to be because of, in the northern hemisphere, it's dark for a lot of, we have more dark in the day than light. And so these holidays kind of perk us up to see and celebrate light. But there's this thing about spiritual darkness that I think a lot of people have. And Dr. Laura and I were talking last week about how people are, in more and more numbers, are getting really, really turned off by religion because their spirits aren't getting fed. That's as easy it is. Their spirit is not getting fed. And that's why I love what we do here, because we're not about rules and regulations. We don't require you to do certain things to connect with spirit. It's about finding it on your own, finding that wholeness and that light within yourself so you don't have to be in darkness anymore. So I have a lot of quotes today, bear with me, they all are relevant. And I'm quoting a lot of Paramahansa Yogananda, who I know a lot of you, you know who he is. So this first quote I just think is marvelous. He says, God made us angels of energy, encased in solids, currents of life, dazzling through a material bulb of flesh. Isn't that a cool way to say who we are, right? But through concentration on the frailties and fragility of the body bulb, right? Concentrating too much on the physical, on the bodies are wonderful, but they're not everything, because we're more than that. And so he says, because we concentrate on this, we've forgotten how to feel the immortal, indestructible properties of the eternal life energy within the mutable flesh. And I think this is what Christmas is all about. We have forgotten that we are beyond the material, that there is a beautiful energy of light that we all are. And that's why my talk title is called Ignite Your Light. Because I know a lot of us feel like our light is really dim, maybe even feel like it's going out. And so I thought, for the first Sunday in December, let's ignite our light. And so I'm going to be showing you all about you and your light. The inner light actually comes from the soul. Isn't that cool? It is already inside of us, so it's there all the time, whether you recognize it or not. The moment we can have free access to our soul, and we always have free access to it, it's just we don't believe it, we don't see it, or we don't recognize it, or we've never experienced it. But as soon as we can have that free access, we will see that this light is coming to the fore to permeate our whole outer existence. So what I know about igniting our inner light, it doesn't just light us up. It lights everything around us, everybody. Because when you're in that state of feeling the light, it shines. Whether you can see it with your eyes or not, it's an energy that is felt by people. So we talked a little bit about the Tao today. And the Tao is all about different energies coming together, dark and light, man and woman. They call it yin and yang. But the idea is that all of these, what appears to be opposites, are really just one and the same thing. The symbol here shows that the dark is in the light and the light is in the dark. So our job is really to get balanced with it all because, you know, life has its light moments and it has its dark moments. So our job is to stand in the middle, And even though we might get pushed into the dark, we know that the light is right there. We just got to try and find it again. So Abraham Hicks, I love this. Any Abraham Hicks fans out there? Oh yeah, right? When I heard this this concept that she teaches or they teach, whatever they are, it like really made sense to me that she says, or I'm sorry, I'm not saying it right. They say, I'll put it that way. They say because she channels a collective. They say we are here to experience contrast. And when I first heard that, it's like, oh my God, a light went on because it makes sense. Because we're in this world and there's so many different experiences for us, right? There's some that are joyful and wonderful. There are some that are not. There are some that are frustrating. There are some that are comical. There's just so much experience here. And when she says that this is about contrast, I can get around that. That makes this more understandable to me. It makes a little more sense to see if we're all spirits and we make a choice to come here, perhaps it's because we want to experience all of these different things. It kind of makes sense. Does it make sense to any of you? Yeah? Yeah. So who's heard of the dark night of the soul in this room? Anybody? Yeah. Anybody had one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 7? I really like the concept of the dark night of the soul, and yeah, you know, I've had my share of those, as all of you have. But you might not know this. You know, Dr. Laura is the irreverent reverend. I'm irreverent in other ways. You just don't see them, and I'm going to show my irreverence to you right now. So the dark night of the soul came about by, I think, St. John of the Cross in the 1500s. So it was like 500 years ago. And I would think about this dark night of the soul thing, and I go, I think he's got it wrong. It isn't a dark night of the soul. That cannot be right. See, I'm getting irreverent here. I always question when I'm taught something, it's like, let's think that over. We all should. We should all think things over. So I thought, you know what it is? It's a dark night of the mind. It's the mind, not the soul. The soul is always light. It's not going dark. The mind is. Because the mind is not seeing something clearly. The mind is seeing through pain or agony or anger. It's not seeing through the light of spirit. That's all. It's the mind. And so really, it's not about our souls needing to be healed at all when we have a quote-unquote dark night of the soul. It's about our mind and our thinking. Inside, we are all golden Buddhas, but we grew up to believe we were made of clay. Isn't that the truth? We have all learned to see ourselves and to think about ourselves as less than this divine energy that we all are. Our ego's false perceptions led us to grow into a belief system that covered our inner light, right? We believe that we can only do so much. We believe that we're just mortal. We believe we're just human. And we're covering up all that divine light when we think that way. And that's how most of us have been brought up, conditioned. But that's not the truth. So it's led us to have these belief systems that covered up our inner light. We've spent years, maybe decades, masking our truth. And that's what I love about this place. We unmask that truth so that you can see it. So now it's time to embrace our light and reconnect with our golden Buddha within. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? There is a golden light within all of us. And this is the time to realize that our minds are what have been covering it up. That's what to clean up. Ernest Holmes says the imperfect has been added by the human mind, because we do teach that we are perfect at the soul level. Nothing needs to be fixed. Nothing needs to be changed. We are absolute perfection because we are this divine pattern. But the imperfect, that you're not enough, you've made too many mistakes, that's covered all this stuff up. That what the human mind has put there, though, it can take away. That is the good news. That's what we teach here. I always say this. When I came to this place, I didn't think my mind could change. I was absolutely convinced it was set in stone. But people like Dr. Tom and Dr. Laura and Reverend Joe, Dr. Joe, they told me that is not the truth. You can change your mind. And I did. And all that stuff I was thinking about myself was unmasked so my divine light can come through. And so Ernest says what the divine has implanted cannot be uprooted. And we are all that divine, and it cannot be uprooted. It's the mind that fools you into thinking it can. And it can only appear to be covered up, so bear that in your heart and know that it's just an illusion. Okay, so I got to bring Dr. Tom out. So I know Reverend William talks about this a lot. I thought I would actually put the quote up. This is Dr. Tom. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not build a condo there. That is like one of his most brilliant, right? We all walk through that. Yeah, we all walk through that valley at some time in our lives, right? But we got to ask the question, did I build a condo or am I passing through? Because, I don't want to spiritual bypass anybody. I know stuff happens in life that hurts, that's hard to get through. I get it. I've been there. I know. But we've got to always remember we are just walking through. As Dr. Tom says, you don't want to build a condo there. You want to move through it. You want to move through it because that is not your home. Trouble and disease have a lesson for us because those are some of the things that really break us apart. Our painful experiences are not meant to destroy us, but to burn out our dross, to hurry us back home. And I think the dross is all of that stuff that weighs on us when we go through a darkness that keeps us there, that keeps us impinged. False ideas that say you're never going to feel good again, or you'll never get over it. Those are some of those beliefs that keep us in that valley of the shadow of death and the darkness. But we have to use our minds and our hearts, of course, our minds and our hearts together to burn all of that old energy up and find the divine truth of who we are. That this stuff is just an experience, and we've got to burn off all of that energy to hurry us back home. Home is capitalized. It's your divine home, who you are, beyond the world of experiences that you've had. Leonard Cohen says there's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. And I know, right? Sometimes that crack we can't see the crack, especially in an intense sorrow. There is no crack. I will give you a hint. Gratitude is a great way to create a crack. Because if we're in a state where we are just so down and nothing is getting inside, none of the light, we just can't get there, you say one gratitude and your heart's going to lift open, and that's your crack. That's your crack. That's your crack to see, oh my, there is light. There is light. I see it coming through. And then you can start your return back home. Each of us responds to life based on our ideas and beliefs, right? It's us that's interpreting all of this stuff that we're living in. And because we're consumed by the personalized illusion on the screen we call life, right? We get so involved. It's like being in a movie. This is kind of like a movie. And how involved and attached we get to this, how engrossed we get in this, determines how we're going to be able to let go a little bit and walk through these experiences a little lighter instead of identifying with them so intensely. Because when we get consumed with this, we forget that we originate from the same light and the same consciousness, because as we teach here, we are all one. We are all the light. Nothing separates us except what our mind falsely tells us. And boy, we've got a lot of that going on. We've had a lot of that going on in our world. And it's time for us to realize that we come from the same source of energy, and that is spirit, same consciousness. We become conscious of darkness only when we are without faith. For faith is ever the light of our day and the light of our way, making the way clearly visible to us. You know, I stand up here, somebody who was once a non-believer of God at all. I've told you that. I had my atheist period. But I will tell you and encourage you, you got to believe in something. You got to believe in something. It doesn't need to be called God. It doesn't need to be called spirit. It can be called just life. It can be called energy. It can be called the divine order of the universe. It can be called the universe, whatever. Whatever that something bigger that is intelligent, that moves everything, that is within all life, whatever you call that, recognize it. Because I'm telling you, faith is what gets us through the darker times. And as Ernest is pointing out here, really consciousness of darkness is really not seeing the light or the faith. So that even if we're having a troubled time, if we go to our faith, it's an instant light turning on. Something turns on where we can just kind of relax and feel the support of something bigger, something life-affirming, something that is pulling us through that valley of the shadow of death and to the other side. And I know it's not easy sometimes to get to that faith, but just set an intention, open yourself up to the possibility, but know that it's your own call, it's your own name that you give this energy. We don't tell you to call it God. We don't tell you to call it spirit. Call it whatever it means to you. I remember a CSL minister decades ago when I was at Asilomar. She calls her idea of God Big Daddy. See, there's something for everybody. You can call it Big Mama or whatever. Just something that gives you that faith. You want to activate that faith because that leads things forward. It opens up doors for us. It's a healing energy. If one will have faith in himself, faith in his fellow man, in the universe and in God, that faith will light the place in which he finds himself. And by the light of this faith, he will be able to see that all is good. And I know there's a lot of people that don't resonate with all is good, everything's unfolding perfectly. I get it. But we're not looking through a higher vision when we think that things aren't unfolding rightly. We want things to look a certain way. We think they're supposed to look like that for the best good to come out. But I'm sorry, that's not how it goes. Unfortunately, we do not know what is best. Spirit does. And so when we have a little more faith in ourselves, in our friends, in people, in the universe, when we can stick our energy and just make that grounded state of really being rooted in understanding and trusting, I may not know how this unfolds, but I know that there is a power that knows exactly how to bring forth a greater good for everybody to be peaceful and harmonious while taking care of all that good stuff. But it does rest on faith. There is no amount of darkness that can extinguish the inner light. Isn't that good news? Just when you thought it could be extinguished, no, it cannot. The important thing is not to spend our lives trying to control the environment around us, just what I was speaking to. We so want to do it out here, and I know it's tempting. I try to all the time. I think that it has to change out here, but we got to stop doing that. We've got to control this environment, the inner environment. Yeah, and sometimes that's a tall order, but that's where the work is. We got to find our faith. We got to deal with fear because that fear, man, that's just going to cloud everything up. And it is not the truth about who we are. It is a survival instinct. It is not our resting state of being. Our resting state of being is love, peace, joy, harmony, light. When we can pull ourselves into that place, our inner light is shining really bright. The only thing that will help to eliminate world suffering, by the way, more than money, houses, or any material aid. Is that not mind-blowing? When I read this, I thought, boy, this Paramahansa Yogananda's onto something. Because don't we always think it's all about getting money to the right place, or houses, or giving food, which is great stuff. Please, don't get me wrong. I continue to do that. I encourage you to do that as well. But there's something more that we need to do, and that's to meditate and transmit to everybody. Nobody's outside of that. Everybody. The divine consciousness of God or spirit or love or life, whatever you call it, we got to transmit that to everybody. I think if everybody did that 5 minutes a day, maybe twice a day, the whole world, I think we'd see some really amazing changes in our world. But it does start with us and our energy and putting it out there. That's how we get rid of suffering, or at least start to diminish it. The only way to escape this nightmare is by becoming more attached to God and less attached to the dream images of this world. This is what I've been saying since the beginning of this talk. And this is a spiritual center, and this is what we're going to teach you. You got to be attached to spirit and the love and the light and the energy that you are, rather than all of this circumstance that we find ourselves in, our past, the things that happen to us, the things that are happening. To get more attached to spirit within, to your light, that is where to place our energy and our strength. I have seen so many people make that shift, where they're saying, you know what, material doesn't do it for me anymore. Not that we want to become monks, but we don't. But what's nice, what I see people evolving into, is they like their stuff, but they're not so attached to it, because they're attaching to something bigger that is spirit. And that's how the darkness lives. Each one of you has a priceless treasure. There is light emanating from your eyes, which illuminates mountains, rivers, and the great earth. Do you believe this? Do you believe how powerful you are? Do you believe how light-emitting you are? We are all lights. It's time to claim it. Our true awakening is that nothing is wrong with us. I love this quote, right? I talked about this is an awakening this month. These holidays are a time to awaken to our spiritual wholeness, to our oneness as spirit. If we really woke up to that, we'd be waking up to this too, that there's nothing wrong with us. We would see who we are, truly who we are, and that's something so important to wake up to. If we all loved ourselves, boy, it would be an amazing world. But it starts with us to awaken that there is nothing wrong with us at all, at all. Love yourself, have compassion, and while you're there, have compassion for others as well. So this is my early Christmas gift for you. This is, and I know people are saying, oh, did you print it and put it in the lobby? I did not. If you want it, we can get it to you. This is an affirmation for you to say during this holiday season. I am light itself. Say it with me. I am light itself. Darkness was never meant for me. It can never cover the light of my soul. Say this a lot. Say this a lot, especially if you're going through a dark time. Say this. You don't need to say it and make something happen. Just say it. You will change your energy. So it's time to ignite our light. That's what Christmas, that's what Hanukkah is all about. That's what this time of year is all about. Because the changes that we want to see in our world, the changes that we want to see in people, in their connections with each other, in their communications with each other, it starts with us igniting our light. So if you haven't seen your light in a while, beckon it forward. Ask it to come forward, because once you open that door to it, it is not going back. Thank you for listening to me. Have a great, great day. Thank you.
Wow. That was incredible. Really, really good. Now I got to rethink my talk next week. All right. No, it was so good. Thank you. So at this time, I'd like to call forward our ushers. And for all of you at this time, get prepared for your giving. This is also a time, that consciousness of knowing that the more I give into the universe, I give here to spread this message, to keep us afloat. The more that comes back to you, and you are such an intricate part of this center. So let us take our offering, hold it by our heart, or if you take it automatically, still hold your hands by your heart and feel that love, feel that light that Dr. Dale was talking about as we say this prayer. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, then something without warning, love, weighs heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be. When I look at you, and it's gonna be a lovely day.
Yes, a lovely day. So I want to thank you all, and let us bless this money together. And let's say this together, please. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, Mimi, and thank you, all of our ushers, our concierge, for helping. All right, thank you. And so those of you who are going to potluck today, please make sure you go out this door and only go in the door off of the right out front. Don't go in the back, because that's how people are coming out, okay? It makes it a little less chaotic, so we appreciate that. And go over there and enjoy that. And I want to thank again, do we not have the most incredible music department? They are all so brilliant, led by our brilliant Scott here, Smith. And all of you, and thank you for filling in. We really appreciate having you here. And for our wonderful technical people, my wonderful son Ryan, and also Barry and Stephanie that mans the cameras and so forth, so that those of you who are watching it on live stream can watch a service if you can't be here. And so I want to thank you all for bringing your energy here today. I could feel it. The love that we have in prayer was beautiful too, Jackie. So as we come to the end of this Thanksgiving weekend, we recognize how grateful we are. So let me just do our closing prayer. So I'm so grateful to Dr. Dale to remind us of the truth of who we are. We are more than just this body, this shell. We are divinity. We are that divine light. And wherever we take it, we make a difference when we remember the truth of who we are and who everyone else is. And so I just give great thanks for this spiritual teaching, for all the teachers that I have had, all the readings that have awakened me, and I know that awaken you to who you are. Something drew you here, and it is that Big Daddy, so to speak, within you. I call her Big Laura. And we all have that. Whatever your name is, you have this higher power. So call it the Big Bob, the Big Mary, the Big Joe, whatever. Talk to it. You'd be amazed at the answers and the thoughts that you get when you do that. So know that when you leave here today, look past anybody's darkness that you come upon and shine your light. Just smile. Let that love come out of you, because you do have an impact on this planet. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this day, for every breath that I take, for every set of eyes that I get to look at, and you do too. And so knowing that we are truly blessed, I just say thank you. I let these words go into the universe, knowing that this is the truth, and together we say, and so it is. Have a very blessed week. See you over there in a little while.